Welcome back to the number one podcast in Ireland where we go into reality and talk about whatever we want. I am Usman, running solo for this episode, and this is the Into Reality podcast, episode number 51. Now, I hope you guys are all doing well, and good news is we have reached 51 subscribers on the channel, which is amazing. We thank you all for subscribing and supporting the podcast since its beginning, and it's already been on its first year, so that's also a good thing to look at. If there were the 2 weeks that we didn't miss out, we would have been on the 33rd. Sorry, I apologize. 53rd episode of the podcast. Yeah, the 53rd episode of the podcast was 51, but not to worry about it. We're on a roll, doing our best as always. Now, my co-host is not here for this episode as he has got some errands to do. But like I said, I'll run solo for this episode. Now, I remember I want to just summarize the episode we had with Shady Shay last week, which was the best episode that we've had on the podcast. That episode has broken so many records as of this episode going live. Last I checked, it was around 680 views with 67 likes. And the most amount of people we had on a live episode, 12 people. 12 people. That was insane. And obviously, as much as I enjoyed it, as much as Abdullahi has enjoyed it, we want to thank Shady Shay for being onto the podcast. I want to shout out to his fan base for being such an amazing fan base that they are with him, and hope more success goes their way. Hopefully, he reaches 1 million subscribers very soon. Now, also with that, I also remember Abdullahi saying that our new target for this year, which is surprising, I didn't know if I even agreed to it, but he said it, that the new target for this year, not even for this year, the next target to reach is 100 subscribers. Now, we may be a long way away from that, but this is YouTube and this is the internet. You never know what can happen. So, if you are new here and you enjoy the shenanigans we get into, don't forget to subscribe to the Into Reality Podcast channel and also leave a like if you do go around to enjoy this episode. Yeah. Now, I'm going to get into the main topic of this episode on episode 51. Now, it's pretty obvious, but for those of you who haven't seen it, must be under a rock. I'm pretty sure most of you must be sleeping under a rock for those who haven't heard it. But Faze Kay has been banned from the Faze Clan, whereas the others, such as Faze Jarvis, Faze Teko, and there's another one, I can't remember his name from the top of my head, but the other three Faze members have been suspended. Now, this is a serious topic that I'm going to dive into, but before I dive into, I'd like to bring out our message for the episode, which we haven't mentioned in a little bit, which I want to apologize to the man. But this episode of the Into Reality Podcast is proudly sponsored by Mr. Dubai and Co. Well, it isn't actually sponsored, but we have a consistent guest known as Mr. Dubai, who's always appearing, and he supplies us well, and that's why what we are saying that this episode is probably sponsored by him because he has our backing, no, or we have his backing, whichever way it goes. But yes, this episode is proudly sponsored by Mr. Dubai and Co. Shout out to Mr. Dubai. Now, for those of you who have been wondering, why was Faze Kay banned? Why was other Faze members suspended? What happened? Well, him, Faze Kay, Faze Teko, the other person, including Rice Gum, have been promoting this cryptocurrency called Save the Kids. And basically, they just scammed their followers, scammed their viewers, scammed their fans, which was the whole situation that's been being discussed at this moment. Now, Faze K, when it comes to the whole cryptocurrency thing or whatnot, I'm pretty sure to believe this is not his first time involved in such situation. This is not his first time, as we believe that he has promoted other cryptocurrencies. But the problem is when he promoted them on Twitter, but he never mentioned that these tweets are promoting cryptocurrency, which I heard from a YouTuber named Kapov that is a that is a crime and offense, that you promote something but you don't mention that this is a promotion, this is a sponsored whatever it is. I could get into legal trouble. Now they've banned Faze K from the Faze Clan. The others they're just suspended, which some people tend to question why were the others not kicked. They should have been treated the same as Faze K. But maybe there's something to believe that maybe they were not fully involved in the whole thing, even if they were, but it's not fully involved. They're not like the front runners in this whole Save the Kid cryptocurrency. Now, if people are trying to wonder how did they get scammed, I believe it's a situation where they make their followers go out and buy cryptocurrency, they invest their money in cryptocurrency, and then while the money is there, they just take the money and go, while the value of that cryptocurrency falls all the way down to the point they lose their their money. And I'm talking about the viewers that lose their money, which is the consequence they have to face, which is totally bonkers and insane. Rice Gum is no stranger to it. He's been involved in such scams like this before, like back in 2018 or was it 19, where he promoted his mystery box website where you put money inside, you can buy a random box where you can get some valuable stuff in it that's worth more than what you paid for in the box, and you have the option of getting them sent to you, or you have the opportunity to sell those products to get more money and go on and buy more, if you know what I mean. Now, obviously, that was a scam, and they took it down the website. And I just tend to wonder, how can people like them still be trusted with such a situation like this? Because they done something to you has gone wrong. They betrayed you. They have stabbed you in the back because you've supported them, you've followed them, and you've listened to them so much to the point that they can put anything in front of your face and you would believe in it. Like you can't trust it. You can't trust people who do that. If they disappointed you once, uh, shame on them. They disappoint you twice. Now that one is shame on the viewers. So as of the moment, as Faze Kay has been banned from Faze Clan, there's no update since the announcement from the Faze Clan. We're yet to hear what Faze Kay has to say about the situation, and we're yet to hear about what other people have to say on this certain situation as well. But let me know what you think of the whole Save the K cryptocurrency scam that's been happening recently. Let me know in the comments section. Next topic I'm gonna go into is the fact that this man who goes by the name of Matt Hancock cheated on his wife with his aide, caught on video camera, caught on CCTV, that he was looking behind the door, searching to see if anyone's coming, and then him and A got together and started swooching, grabbing, you know the rest. Now, obviously, when that got out, went to the front of the newspapers, and it was being talked about, it got it gone south, way south. And this man is working with the Prime Minister Boris Johnson, and he's doing that. Obviously, he got fired from his job because should you stay on the job if they caught you doing that? Yes, those two are supposed to be professional, but they decided to do that. If they're going to do that, at least do it after work hours. I'm not promoting cheating. I'm not promoting again all dandy with your coworker. Be professional during work. Whatever you do outside of work is your business. But don't cheat on your spouse. Don't cheat on your partner. Come on. At least do it behind the scenes where no one's going to see you. Do it behind closed doors. But then again, I say I do not condone it. I'm not promoting this. So don't come to me saying that, oh, I did you people badly because of this and that and whatnot, which isn't the case. But it's funny because when I saw this thing happen, I posted on my Instagram story with my Hancock saying, yo, I didn't cheat on my wife with my aide. I did not do that. I just posted a picture of the person to say, this is 4K. How did they get you in 4K? Which is absolutely hilarious. And obviously, it has to be hilarious because it's an iconic meme. But that's that. That has to do with politics. It's not really about politics. It's just the fact that man got caught on the lack, got fired from his job, and I'll be surprised if he's still with his wife at this very moment. But then again, let me know what you think about this whole situation down below in the comment section. And now I'm going to get into the last topic of this episode. I'm trying to go not to go too long into it, but I'm just going to talk about the recent news on the Euros. Now, the four quarterfinal games have taken place. So I'm going to start off with Italy versus Belgium, which ended 2-1 to the Italians. And I got to say, the Italians are on form this tournament. They have been sensational from top to bottom. They're the ones that have been on form before the tournament, and they've been on fire ever since the tournament started. Now they get into the semifinals where they are going to face against the winner of the second quarterfinal between Spain and Switzerland, which was a 1-all draw. An own goal by Dennis Zakaria to give Spain the goal, which Shaqiri equalized in the second half. The game went to extra time, then penalties, in which the Spanish won it on penalties. I will face Italy in the semi-finals of Euro 2020 plus one. And yes, I say Euro 2020 plus one because because of the fact that it's taking place in 2021 and not 2020. Then we get into the third quarterfinal between Denmark and the Czech Republic, and this was a close game. This was a close game because it was Denmark who were on top. They were leading 2-0, and then the Czech Republic got a goal back. Looked like they were going to get the equalizer, which would send the game into extra time. But that was not the case, as the Danish took the 2-1 win, are now into the semi-finals. And I'm just going to say this: I am absolutely happy with Denmark because everything, the thing that happened to Christian Eriksen, their talisman, to now be on this sensational run all the way to the semi-final. This fairy tale story of them now leads them to the semi-final, where they'll go and face off against the winner of the other quarterfinal between Ukraine and England. And this game was very one-sided. Very one-sided, as England won the game 4-0 at Rome. Oh, sorry, in Rome. They won 4-0, landslide, clean sweep with a clean sheet. And I'm really getting frustrated because not that England are doing well, it's the fact of the English media and the English fans overhyping them, thinking they are the dog's bollocks, thinking that football is finally coming home. And I just need to remind you, the only reason that you may believe football is coming home or you're in this position is because the bigger teams have been knocked out of the tournament. And fair enough, they took out a poor Germany side who were just unfortunate in that game. France are gone, Portugal are gone. But I guarantee, if those nations were still about in the Euros, England wouldn't be in this position. But they are, and they're going to face against Denmark in the semi-final of the Euros. Now, I'm going to make my prediction here. Between Spain and Italy, between the two of them, who do I think is going to the final? Now, I'm gonna be honest with everything I'm gonna say. Now, I'm gonna say between the Spanish and the Italians, I'm going for the Italians to reach the finals of the Euros. Come back to the Euros for the first time since 2012, when they unfortunately lost to Spain 4-0 in the final. So this could be their redemption story. This could be their way to get revenge for that Euros loss. Even though most of the players that were in that squad are no longer playing or not in the squad anymore. But I'm going to go with Italy to reach the final. And who will they be facing between Denmark and England? Okay. Here's where I'm going to go with this. Now, people would be expecting, oh, they'll believe England will be getting the win against the Danish to go to the final because their squad is completely better than Denmark's, from keeper to striker and whatnot, and they also have the quality in the bench. But I'm gonna say this. In fact, I'm going to go by gut on this one. I'm going to predict that Denmark will beat England in the semi-finals to reach the final of the Euros. Now, why am I saying Denmark will do it? Because no, because that situation that happened to Christian Eriksen, it has brought not just the squad, but it has brought the whole nation together. It has given them some new belief and some new momentum, some confidence that it's not a one-man team. It's an 11-man team. And their fight, spirit, passion, and ambition have been very evident throughout this tournament. And I believe this is the one thing that they have over England. Now, England, the big test they had was against Germany, which looking throughout that whole game, it was nil-nil. Looked like that game could have gone either way. All it took was one team to strike first, and that game would have gone their way, which would have been England. It was close to equalizer, which wasn't the case. But now, I believe Denmark. Denmark can do it. It's not going to be an easy game. It's actually going to be the toughest game in Denmark's tournament so far. I believe it will go to the death. It will go to the absolute last minute of the game. I believe Denmark will win. I'm not going to see a score because knowing football, this game could go either way. But I'm going to say Denmark will cause an upset to the English, knock them out of the Euros in their home ground at Wembley, which they will go on to face Italy in the final. But if England do win and face Italy in the finals, then so be it. I hope the Italian or Spanish, will beat England in the finals. Because, no disrespect to the team, like I said before, it's just the media and the fans that get irritated of to that football's coming on. They got like the best squad in the Euros, which is far from the truth, as there are other countries that have better squads than them. They're just lucky that their competition have been knocked out early. But yeah, this is what I believe is going to happen. And yeah, I'm gonna stop the Euro news right there and then. Also, the transfer saga for Jadon Sancho to Man United is finally over after 2 seasons or 2 years, I believe, as they've been chasing him. They've been chasing him. They wanted to get him. Dortmund were adamant they did not want to sell him, but it has come to the conclusion Jadon Sancho will be going to Manchester United for a fee of a total of 85 million. I believe it's going to be around 73 million pounds with additional bonuses and add-ons, which will increase it all the way to 85 million pounds or 85 million euros. Forgive me. So they got their man. Was it a player that Man United needed? Probably not. Probably not. But if you do have the opportunity to sign a marquee player, obviously you'll take that opportunity and do whatever you can to get him. But yeah, there's that one. And now, before this episode ends, I want to give you all an announcement. I'm going away. I'm going on summer holidays to Nigeria, so I won't be back until September. So this means I will not be on the Into Reality podcast for the next couple of episodes. And the most likely episode I will be back is the 60th episode of the Into Reality podcast. So this means that Abdullahi will be running the show by himself. He'll be hosting all the episodes. He'll be give you all the episodes from next week until I return, where things get back to normal. And yeah, I just want to thank you all for supporting the Into Reality podcast since the beginning. We got to the 50th episode, and we hit our target for the year of 50 subscribers. I want to thank you all so much because it's been a long road. It has been a long road to this point. And this is not the end. This is just the beginning. We are heading into the next chapter of the Into Reality podcast from here on. And if you people want to be on the road, want to support us the whole way, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button if you're new, like the episodes, share around with family and friends that need to hear these episodes. Yeah, don't forget, follow us on our social medias as you can see on the screen. But listen, it's been a pleasure doing these episodes of the podcast. I will be back very soon. This is not a goodbye. This is a see you later. See you soon. So thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. Hope you return next week where Abdullahi will be doing his part. But until then, for myself, you will hear from me by the 60th episode. And remember, wash your hands.